Hello everyone, it's Brett, Fencer Farms Ministry, and today we're going to be putting in our irrigation. We're running the main line right now. I'm trenching it out, and then we're going to, put all the pipe in. Real quick before we jump into it, we're going to continue on with this food shortage series like we've been doing, and I think it's very important as we look at different people and what they're saying. If Biden gets in there, he's talking about this dark winter and wants to shut things down, and could be a lot of eerie things happening within that. So I think it'd be very important to, if you already have a farm or if you're just trying to grow some food for your family, to do it and be able to supply your church and other people like we've been talking about. And I don't know exactly what we're looking at here in the future, but if we look at Bible prophecy, you can start connecting dots, and God can show mercy, and maybe Trump will get back in there, who knows. But if not, if you look at Bible prophecy, we know what direction we're going. So I think it'd be smart to be prepared and be ready and do things that are in our control and keep trusting in the Lord. So I just wanted to say that real quick and get us thinking and get us looking, and we'll do other videos on that kind of stuff here soon. But today we're going to be putting in this irrigation system, so we're going to go ahead and get after it right now. So we're running the main line here. Right here is our main line that runs to our first plot. So I just cut out real quick, put a T in and stuff, and connected in right there. And now we'll run it off down this way and then cut over to the left. So I wanted to show you guys something real quick too that I did. See, I only need to get this half of this plot set up, and this is going to last me for a while, but eventually I will set up a bunch more stuff over there. That's further down the road. And so what I did here was teed it off to the direction I need to go to set up all the sprinklers, but I also went off this direction and just capped it. That way later on in the future I can come back in here, dig it up, throw a 90 on it, and run the water down over there. Alright, so now I'm getting ready to connect the valve up, but I wanted to run through something real quick that's different than what I did on the other plot. And I have another video on, I think it's called Setting Up Wobblers. And for that side, what I did for the other side of the farm was I ran 1-inch main line, and then I just went to a spigot, and then it went to 3/4, and then I had a timer, and then I just had hoses that had a fitting to go from a water hose to pipe, and then I just ran 3/4 for everything else running to the sprinklers. This time I'm just going to run 1-inch on everything, because I had a little bit of water pressure in some spots. We kind of had a slope over there, and so I need to move a little more volume of water. So what I'm going to do on this side is I ran all 1-inch all the way to the valve, and then out of the valve will be all 1-inch all the way to the sprinkler, and then I'll show you guys. But at the sprinkler on the riser we'll go to 3/4. So everything will be ran 1-inch everywhere until you get to that riser. And I'm going to show you guys here the valve that I got, and that this valve here, they have a way to set it up with a timer that's battery operated instead of running it like a normal sprinkler system, because I don't have power out here. So it's the first time I'm doing it, so we're going to connect it all and see how she runs. Alright, so what I did here is underground here we have a T running, because I still got to run pipe further down that direction. So I put a T there, then I put a piece of pipe to rise it up out of the ground to a coupling, and then another pipe, and then a 90 here. And then we'll have a 90 in a little piece of pipe that I cut that goes to the coupling to the valve. And this is the valve here, and this is where the timer will be all set up at, and this is where these two the two valves here will run off to our sprinklers, which we'll show you guys here in a little bit. And then I have it continually running underground, and then at the end I'll do the same thing, but instead of a T, of course, I'll just run up a 90 up out of the ground. Alright, so we got the main line all done, so now it's time to run off to the sprinklers. And you can see again, since we're running 1-inch, you just put a coupling in there and then your pipe, and this is running off to my first bed for the sprinklers, which we're going to be using Wobblers again. And this valve, This valve is, as you can see it there, it's the brand's Orbit, and you can just get it at Home Depot or Lowe's. Same with the timer, and I'll go into more detail about that and where you can get the timer and this and how all that works here in a little bit. All right, to get the timer to work for these valves, you got to replace these solenoids to DC so it can connect to the battery operated timer, and you have to buy this piece right here too, so otherwise the threads won't match up. So we'll screw this into here, and then you'll screw this into here, and then now you should be all set to plug into your timer. All right, so once you replace that solenoid with the solenoid for DC to go to the battery operated timer, you just plug it into the back and you're all set. And again, this is all for if you don't have power. This is a great way to do it. It looks like, I'm excited, it's the first time I tried it, but you can get all this at Home Depot or Lowe's. This is the timer, this is the valves, and this is all through the brand Orbit. All right, I just put all the wobblers in, and for the 100-foot, you're gonna be running 4 wobblers. So what you'll need, as far as different pieces and parts here, is you're gonna need 3 T's that are 1 inch, and then go up to 3/4 inch thread, and that'll plug into your riser. And then at the very end, you'll do a 90, so a 1 inch 90 to a 3/4 thread, and then that'll be your end wobbler. Then you'll just need your wobbler, this little piece that's a female to female, and then you'll screw right in down there, and this is your riser here. All right, now you're spacing. Your first wobbler is going to go in at 12.5 feet in, and then 37.5 feet, and then 62.5 feet, and then your last one will be 87.5 feet. And that's how we're spacing them on the 100-foot beds. And then I just got all these beds planted, so now we're gonna go ahead and test them out. All right guys, we got it all set up. It's looking pretty good. I'm excited to see how it all turns out, as we did stuff differently than we did previously on our old plot, you know, adding 100-foot beds and switching up our irrigation a little bit different. So basically what we'll do now is we'll just continue setting up beds, and we'll continue running lines down as we go. So I hope this was helpful and beneficial to you guys. Remember, just keep trusting the Lord and keep being about His business. Go check out our Facebook and Instagram, Fitzer Farms Ministry. Like and subscribe, and God bless.